relieved. I am going to start going now and what I actually wanted to talk about. Wow, if you just witnessed that, that was 16 minutes of pure joy and insanity brought to you. So if I ever send this out and actually upload it, I probably will post it. I don't care. You think I care? I'll probably post it, and there's going to be a lot of chaos, mad chaos that just happened, which is kind of reflective of what just happened in this day in American history. In this day in American history, the ex-former president, current running president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, was just actually convicted. We always think there's not much further we can take this in this kind of chaos and craziness that's happening in our political infrastructure. But whenever we think we've topped it, we go ahead and top it again. We take it to a crazier level. And I'm going to just throw this out there. And I've said this in a previous video, but I honestly could see the election that is supposed to happen this year not even taking place. I could actually visualize that, see that happening. I don't know what you all think, but I actually think that is a real possibility, a genuine possibility. So, man, this is the first time I have done this podcast in this way, and you're probably like, no way, man, you've got to have done this before, man. You're so professional, and the way that you were just moving, agileness, just your contours are just out of this world, bananas crazy. But yeah, so I'm just gonna pretend like I'm going. I honestly, I never know what's gonna come out the other end until I listen to it, and I'm like, man, that was bad. And it was good. It was good. You know, there's always room for improvement. You don't want to give anyone the best you got. Well, actually, I do. I want to give everyone, but you always want to get them come back for more. What's the showbiz phrase? You always want to give that little tease so they keep coming back for more. You know? Yeah, I don't know if that made sense. It made sense in my head before I said it. And we can use this as a late night tea time for y'all. I got my tea. It's across the pond English black tea style, moving and grooving. You know, this is a throw the tea in the. Did they throw it in a river or did they throw it in the ocean, in the sea? I don't know. Our history in America over here, this is the land of the free and the brave, but we're also the land of, kind of chaotic craziness at times. You know, we like to go big or go home. That's how we live. That's how we function in the United States of America. And whenever I say America, I always say America, you know? I don't know. But let me pull up some stats. I don't know if they're stats, political events, what's happening. I actually wanted to be prepared and turn on stuff and get stuff ready to go and like get all set up and everything. But I hit I'm just going to have to remember that. It's like when you hit that button, it's like there's no next screen before the screen. Whenever I did it from my computer, I actually was able to go into a room and actually then hit that live button. But whenever I did it from my phone, it seemed like I hit it and I'd been going live for a few minutes and I had no idea. And then I'm just scrambling to find myself, you know? So I know I'll probably post this because but this version of me on video, it'll make a little bit more sense than people that heard just the audio and they're like, man, you bored us to tears. You were telling us about every movement in your house and just like how you couldn't find anything and you cried for a little bit and then you stopped crying and then you cried some more. And it's like, man, we got tired we had to get out of there. It was just too nuts. We could not handle it, you know? And I hope it's not screechy because I'm using actually this little mic if you're watching this. And I tend to talk loud, so I hope it's not screechy, but it probably is. I don't have the equipment where I see the fluctuations, the up and down of the vocal movements happening like I should. You know, that will happen whenever I have to everything's up. I don't think I want to show you what else is happening in this room of mine. There's some crazy just construction, you know. I got a construction guy over there. He's just drilling, you know, at this time. You can't hear him because he got that silent mode on him, you know. He's got that drill that just, but it's like silent mode, so it doesn't make that sound. But he's going. Keep going, man. Keep doing what you're doing, you know. You're doing great. I'll bring you some tea in a little bit, you know, and I'll get my hands dirty too, you know. But there's just some crazy mad stuff happening in this room. You don't want to hear about that. I know you don't want to hear about that. because what's actually is top of mind in my I actually wasn't planning on going live or doing a podcast right now or even just talking about this stuff, but basically getting ready for bed, because I like to go to bed a little bit earlier now because I want to get up earlier, because the earlier you go to bed, the earlier you can get up and you don't feel like crap the next day. But I wish I could stay up all night and just stay up all night and just still be here early in the morning. But it's like it wears on you if you get that fatigue sets in. But you need to refresh your soul, refresh your mind, because that sleep, it'll damage you if you're not getting it. And I've learned that the hard way. You do not function the best at your best capabilities unless you have that sleep and I don't think 8 hours. I don't think I do 8 hours, but I think if you shoot for 7, I think that's a good amount. But everybody's different. I'm trying to look for something on my screen. I'm just working with this little iPad, as you can see. And all I have pulled up in front of me is Ninja Kitchen. I guess that's the last thing I've been searching for on this thing. I usually don't use this whenever I'm searching for stuff. I usually am on my computer and where you can type stuff and everything like that. But I guess the last thing I was searching for on my iPad was a Ninja Kitchen. I do not know why. I think I bought a lot of things Ninja. I love the word ninja. And I love ninja. I ain't ashamed to say that. And why would I be ashamed to say that? I am ashamed that I said being ashamed. Wow. That was just crazy. Crazy, man. All right. So let me see this. Let's pull up what happened. Actually, let's just go to the news. As you can see, if anybody, basically I was getting ready for bed, getting ready to tuck myself in for a good night's sleep. And so we don't have the television. We don't have the telly like we used to. And we kind of got rid of that because it's like, it was just kind of, I didn't have time to do TV. So it's like kind of, we got rid of it. And now that I don't have it, I don't feel like I have the news as much onslaught like I used to. I used to have the news like in my face every time, all the time I was watching something. Cause when you get old in life, you start watching the news. And I found that I've started watching the news a lot. And that's kind of like, I like watching the news. I still love sports and everything like that. But I think it's just once you get that dad bod, you kind of, you move to the next level of wanting to watch the news and what's happening in our political structure and in arena. There's a lot of chaos and madness happening. And if I honestly, I start thinking of one thing and I start thinking of another. For a second, I'm thinking am I even being recorded or am I just talking to myself? I might just be talking to myself, and maybe that might be just a good teachable moment for me and just a way to warn myself for the next time. But if this is something that is actually hearable, I was going to say hearable. They both sound good, but okay. So as you can see, Donald Trump was found guilty on counts in New York. Really what brought this up in my world, not in the world of Trump and the jury and all that stuff that actually happened, but in my world. And I don't have a cough button. So if you hear me burp or cough, I'm sorry. So what, and with Donald Trump and what brought this up in my world was I came home and my wife was like, did Donald Trump really get convicted of something? Or because she's seen on her Facebook, people are posting stuff that Donald Trump is actually convicted, but these are people that do not like Donald Trump whatsoever. And you hear that. So it's like, maybe it's just another thing that people are they're making something more of something that really isn't a big deal. This actually is a big deal. Whenever I found out what did happen, this made me I need to get on the stream, get on the live and get on the podcast and actually start talking about this, because this is bananas what is actually happening. I felt like this, it's only going to get crazier, but it's even though you expect it and you know that it's going to happen, it's still kind of earth shattering and mind blowing when it actually occurs. But that this has actually happened. This is almost, we are people always throw out the word civil war and just the grid going down and everything just going mad crazy and everything like that. Stuff like this is could actually start that, legit start that, not just talk about it and abstract, but it just seems even the last 10 years, and especially in the last 8 years when Trump came on the scene, it got just next level through the roof. It's just crazy, the stuff that's going on. But I think a war is not out of the question, which could happen eventually. You know, we always think that it's kind of a joke. Like, how would that actually take place in our current modern society? But like, man, I've always heard people talking about it, but like, this could be like something that unravels to a civil war breaking out. You know, if people like want to polarize everything so much like it is, like, there's going to be a time where people are going to just give up and just like kind of like give up on the process and not put their trust in it anymore, and they're just going to move forward and maybe do some stupid stuff. And I think both sides kind of feed into it, but man, what the current administration is doing is nuts. It's insane. So yeah, so I really have not kept up with that much. What's going on? I've seen kind of like the background here, like piecemeal of what's happening, but each day it seems like a new story is breaking out, and it seems like these people that are kind of just feeding into this are they're just going crazy. It's nuts. Let's see. All right, so I don't know. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. And I know that first half of this video was, I hope we could throw that out, but actually the video is sublime. The video should be sublime, you know, but it's the audio that kind of went crazy, you know, kind of went crazy. But what do you all think? Do you think that this could be something bigger than it is? Or do you think people are making it something that's not? I don't know. Do you think that, because I honestly, like, the things that have happened, like, it seems like Trump was like untouchable. Like, so many things that they've thrown at him, and it's kind of been untouchable. Like he's still like, it's been like things that have been thrown around his legs and around his feet and slowed him down, and just kind of he's like going through mud and trying to get what he wants to accomplish done and everything like that. But it seems like this is like something that could actually have impact. I don't know. But what do you all think? Do you think that this could have impact, or do you think it's some people are making it a bigger deal than it really is? I don't know. So I'm putting that out there. I actually want to just hear a lot of this, how this actually came through. This is my first time doing it this way. So we'll see that. I'll run it through and see what came of it. I'm not going to push that button again, but it's like, how do you get to that screen without pushing that button? I don't get that. So some things I need to figure out on this shenanigan, you know? Well, I'll leave it at that. I hope you all have a wonderful night, you know, onward and upward in everything we do. God bless the USA. All right. So I'm still live, but all right, stop that. And let's see what this